Have you ever felt like your emotions are running the show? Moments when stress, anxiety, or anger take control, leaving you feeling powerless? What if I told you that practicing mindfulness could actually change the way your brain works, helping you regain control over your emotions and live with more peace and balance? Research has shown that practicing mindfulness can physically change the structure of your brain, increasing gray matter in areas linked to emotional regulation and empathy. Isn't just a wellness trend, it's a powerful tool backed by science. And one of the most effective ways to harness the power of mindfulness is through Dialectical Behavior Therapy, or DBT. DBT was originally developed by Dr. Marsha Linehan to help those struggling with borderline personality disorder, but its techniques have proven to be transformative for anyone who wants to improve their emotional well-being. One of the core elements of DBT is mindfulness, a skill that allows you to stay grounded in the present moment. But it's not just about sitting still. It's about creating a deeper awareness of your emotions, thoughts, and reactions. Mindfulness helps you focus on what is happening right now, rather than being lost in thoughts about the past or worries about the future. The practice is designed to develop emotional awareness, which is the key to managing life's stressors. Instead of letting negative emotions like anger or anxiety take control, mindfulness teaches you to pause, observe what you are feeling, and then make conscious choices in how to respond. Through mindfulness, you learn to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. You develop a sense of calm, awareness, and intentionality. This helps you manage difficult emotions more skillfully, improve your relationships, and navigate life's challenges without getting overwhelmed. Did you know that practicing DBT mindfulness can actually rewire your brain? Studies show that consistent mindfulness practice increases gray matter in areas like the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision-making and self-control, and the hippocampus, which plays a key role in memory and emotional regulation. It also decreases activity in the amygdala, the part of your brain that controls your fight-or-flight response. By strengthening these areas, you're not only better equipped to handle stress and anxiety, but you're also able to feel more compassion and empathy toward yourself and others. This makes DBT mindfulness an incredibly powerful tool for personal growth. Let's take a closer look at some of the most common emotional challenges people face and how DBT mindfulness can help overcome them. Many of us struggle to pinpoint exactly what we're feeling. We might sense we're upset, but can't quite identify why. DBT mindfulness teaches us to observe our thoughts and feelings more clearly, helping us build emotional awareness. By learning to name your emotions, you gain clarity, which is the first step toward managing them. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to distract ourselves from difficult feelings with social media, TV, or constant activity. But when we ignore our emotions, they don't just go away. They often come back stronger. Mindfulness encourages us to sit with our emotions, to observe and experience them without judgment so we can process them in a healthy way rather than letting them fester. Have you ever reacted impulsively when stressed, only to regret it later? Maybe you said something you didn't mean or made a hasty decision. This happens when we're swept up in emotion without thinking. Mindfulness helps us create space between emotion and action, giving us time to pause and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Too often, we judge ourselves for feeling certain emotions, like anger, sadness, or fear. We label these feelings as bad and try to push them away. But in DBT mindfulness, acceptance is key. By accepting your emotions without judgment, you can move through them with greater ease and learn that emotions are temporary, not something to be feared or resisted. A lot of people fall into a pattern of overthinking or ruminating on negative experiences. Mindfulness can break this cycle by helping you remain in the present moment. When you practice mindfulness, you bring your attention back to what's happening right now, rather than dwelling on past mistakes or worrying about future outcomes. This practice is key to reducing stress and mental fatigue caused by overthinking. Many people struggle with constant self-criticism, telling themselves they're not good enough or dwelling on their flaws. Mindfulness helps you identify and change this negative self-talk by encouraging self-compassion. In DBT, you learn to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a close friend. This shift in mindset can dramatically boost self-esteem and reduce feelings of inadequacy. Sometimes, emotions can cloud judgment and make you believe that your feelings are facts. For example, if you're feeling anxious, you might think, "I'm in danger," or "something terrible is going to happen." DBT mindfulness teaches you to separate emotions from facts. You can recognize that emotions are valid, but they don't necessarily reflect reality. By distinguishing between the two, you can think more clearly and make rational decisions, even in emotionally charged situations. Perfectionism is another common challenge that people face when they're constantly pushing themselves to meet unrealistically high standards. This can lead to feelings of failure and frustration. Through DBT mindfulness, you learn to accept imperfections and adopt a growth mindset. Instead of focusing on being perfect, you focus on making progress and learning from mistakes. This helps reduce the pressure you put on yourself and allows you to enjoy the process rather than being consumed by the outcome. Now that we understand the power of DBT mindfulness, let's explore some techniques you can practice today to start reaping the benefits. Non-judgmental observation is a technique where you train yourself to observe your thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment. This means that when you feel a surge of anxiety, instead of labeling it as bad or undesirable, you simply note that you are experiencing anxiety. This detachment from judgment helps reduce emotional intensity and allows you to remain calm in the face of stress. The STOP skill is a DBT acronym that stands for Stop, Take a Step Back, Observe, and Proceed Mindfully. This skill is particularly useful in moments of high emotional arousal. By using the STOP method, you can prevent yourself from reacting impulsively to emotionally charged situations. It teaches you to pause, assess the situation, and choose a response that aligns with your values. Mindful breathing involves focusing your attention on your breath as it enters and leaves your body. By centering yourself through mindful breathing, you can reduce anxiety and bring your focus back to the present moment. This simple but powerful practice can be done anywhere, whether you're at work, in a meeting, or at home. Radical acceptance is another essential DBT skill that encourages you to fully accept reality as it is, without trying to change or resist it. This does not mean that you have to approve of the situation. It simply means that you acknowledge the reality of what is happening. Practicing radical acceptance can help reduce the suffering caused by fighting against circumstances beyond your control. To illustrate the power of DBT mindfulness, let me share a story of transformation. This person struggled with constant anxiety, emotional outbursts, and difficulty maintaining relationships. They felt overwhelmed by their emotions and often reacted impulsively. But after learning DBT mindfulness skills, their life began to change. They started by observing their emotions without judgment. Slowly, they learned to describe what they were feeling, allowing themselves to experience emotions fully rather than pushing them away. As they practiced, they found that their anxiety lessened, their relationships improved, and they felt more in control of their reactions. This story is just one example of how DBT mindfulness can help anyone take back control of their emotional life. Mastering DBT mindfulness isn't an overnight fix. It takes time, patience, and commitment. But the results are more than worth it. Not only will you reduce stress and anxiety, but you'll also learn to break unhealthy emotional patterns, build stronger relationships, and live a more fulfilled life. Whether you're new to mindfulness or looking to deepen your practice, there's no better time to start than now. Incorporating these skills into your daily routine can lead to lasting emotional resilience and inner peace. Mindfulness isn't just a practice, it's a way of life. By taking the first step on this journey, you're committing to a future where you are more in tune with your emotions, more present with those you love, and more resilient in the face of challenges. So, Are you ready to start your DBT mindfulness journey? Join us as we continue exploring how you can build emotional strength, improve your mental health, and transform your life. Your journey to a calmer, more confident you starts today.